Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I'm here to share with you a lovely bridal bouquet. One of the most popular trending flowers of the moment are the Black-Eyed Anemones. They're so fabulous, so hot, so on trend. These beautiful specimens came from our friends at 50flowers.com. They know just how important it is to have the very best trending flowers available. As grand as the anemones are, they're even more amazing when you pair them with other flowers from 50flowers.com. The white Margelica spray roses make a stunning addition. And then they have an assortment kit, a variety of textural materials that enhance all of these. And there's so many wonderful things. Dusty Miller, the grayed foliage, Dianthus, Sweet William in that white color, Status, Bavardia, and one of my favorite things, the Eryngium that's dipped, hand-dipped in white paint, so it gives it that grayed hue that's so popular and pairs well with the blooms. Creating a beautiful bridal bouquet is oh so easy when you have fabulous product. Take a moment and review the 50flowers.com website. You can shop by color, you can shop by variety. They have pictures, prices, everything. They make it easy. Then all you need to know is the mechanics to create this beautiful bouquet. The anemones and the roses do wonderfully in a hand-tied bouquet because you can leave them in the water till the very last minute so they do not dehydrate. The problem with that, when you have so many fabulous stems plus so many wonderful textures, the handle can become far too large. So the technique that we professional florists use is to wire the textured materials because they don't actually need water. So you cut their stems off, clustering them in your hands. So I take the Status, the Eryngium, more of the other type of Status, Limonium, everything except for the Dianthus, the roses, and the anemones can be done clustered in your hand, just like so. Adjusting it so that the blooms show pretty. And then using a 22 gauge wire, clutch wrap around the base, lashing them together, bending it straight down, and then using corsage tape. Tape over, creating an artificial stem that's very delicate, very tiny, so you don't have to worry about that bulk in the hands. Repeat this several times, just taking off the stems, lashing it with a wire, and then taping down till you have all your clusters ready to assemble. Once you have all of your clusters ready to go, then you want to prepare the rest of your flowers. Make sure that all the leaves are removed and the stems with any thorns on them, they've been removed so that you're ready to start assembling the bouquet. And I find it easiest if you start with one cluster and a spray of roses and maybe a Dianthus. And you start just adding things together in your hands. Maybe go ahead and put in one of the anemones, nestling it in, letting it come a little bit over the top. Then back, more of your cluster, and then roses. And now that I have enough in my hand, I start rotating it. And every time I add something, I put it in at an angle. So the roses to the side, turn it, anemone, turn it, maybe a Dianthus, a little more texture, and then turn it again. And you keep building in a radial format. And every single time, the head goes to the side, stem out, turn, go back, and add your next blossom. As you tuck your blossoms, you can create depth by bringing one slightly under another and then turning again, adding more texture, bringing in the roses again, and just keep adding as you like. Take a look at where they're ending up. Maybe you want to wiggle something in to bring a little color. As long as the head goes to the side and the stem the other, you can wiggle it right into place. And again, then turning it. Another one of the fabulous, fabulous anemones. Head to the side, letting it be a little bit taller, turning it. Now I have quite an expanse of my filler materials, the texture. I can go back, and again, as long as the head goes to the side, wiggle it into place, turning it until its face looks just the way you want it to, tucking it in a little fuller, then more texture, turning, another anemone, maybe more roses. And you can see how everything nestles from one bloom to the next. As you're working, take a moment and look at it face on. It always helps to look in a mirror as well, so you can see where the flowers need to go. Right now there's a hole on this side, so if I turn it in my hand, then I can come around and add an anemone to fill that hole. Again, head one direction, stem the other, sliding it into place, supporting it with some more roses. And then again, looking for holes, maybe sliding one in, filling it, and then turning it, determining where else you might need to add texture, where else you might need another anemone, finding a little spot for it, and a rose. And then once you have all the blooms where you want them, go back, add in a little more of the Bavardia. It's so lacy and delicate. Maybe another of the Sweet William. And then lastly, you'll go back with your Dusty Miller and just tuck it around the sides, creating a nice supporting collar for all of your flowers. To secure the bouquet together, a bit of raffia just lashed above your hand. Go around 3 times. Make sure it's nice and secure. And then when you get it together, go ahead and lay the bouquet down and knot that so that it will secure everything in place. You can see I put the heads of the bouquet off of the table so that I don't squish the blooms. Then taking your shears or a clipper, cutting the stems, you want them about 2 hand lengths. Cut them down, and then it can sit in water until it's time for the wedding. When it comes time to add the ribbons, I like to use a double-sided satin. It's so full and luxurious. Take off a little over a yard, give it a cut, and then fold it and knot it just like you're tying a bow on your shoe. So it's just a little single wraparound knot. Then go back and pull off several yards. And this time, just loop them over your hand. So it comes down, loop it around, loop it again, maybe one more time. You can leave it looped like this, or you can cut it. It's really up to you. Oftentimes I do some of both, so maybe I have my loops, and I go back and I cut this one, and maybe cut this one, and leaving the other 2 looped. Then taking that initial piece, use that to tie these all together, just pulling it tightly. Gives you that beautiful little knot in the center, and then the streamers that'll hang down. Tie it in a knot again to make sure it doesn't let go. Then just take this whole cluster of ribbons and wrap it around your bouquet. Go around a few times. And then bring it back underneath your streamers. And this is where you'll tie it in a knot so it looks beautiful when it walks down the aisle. The Black-Eyed Anemones from 50flowers.com are some of the most fabulous blossoms I have ever worked with. You can see it's easy to create a lovely bridal bouquet when you start with lovely flowers. And best of all, when you buy their case lots, Look how much is left over. There's ample blooms to use for the entire wedding. Just takes proper planning, rationing them out, and then you can do the bride, the bridesmaids, the groom, the centerpieces, absolutely everything, all in this gorgeous motif. For more information, you can check out our website. You can find us at flowerschool.com. If you've got questions about any of this or are looking for supplies, don't hesitate to give us a call at 1-800-819-8089. And of course, I'd like to see what you create. Place your order, do your wedding flowers, take a picture, and send it to me. Use my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Now it's your turn. Have fun and do something you love.